You never really know what life is going to throw your way. One moment you're just going about your daily routine, and the next, everything changes. For Officer Daniel Carter, that moment came on a cold November night. A call that seemed routine, just another stray animal causing a disturbance, turned into something he would never forget. But let's rewind for a second, because this story isn't just about a cat. It's about survival, about trust, about the unspoken bond that forms when two very different lives collide. The dispatcher's voice crackled through the radio. "Unit 217, we've got multiple reports of a distressed animal blocking traffic on Willow Creek Bridge." Daniel sighed. Probably just another raccoon or a dog that wandered too far. But as he pulled onto the bridge, he saw it. Small, trembling, and dangerously close to the edge. A cat, but not just any cat. She was different. Her fur was matted, soaked from the rain, her eyes wide, with something that wasn't just fear, it was desperation. And then she did something no wild animal should do. She looked straight at him and didn't run. What happened next defied everything Daniel thought he knew. Because when he took a single step forward, the cat took one too. For a long moment, it was just the two of them. A silent understanding passed between them, something primal, something unexplainable. And then, without warning, her gaze snapped to something behind him. Daniel turned, following her line of sight, and his heart stopped. A car, speeding too fast for the slick roads, heading straight for them. With mere seconds to react, Daniel lunged forward, scooping the cat into his arms as he dove out of the way. The car skidded past, missing them by inches. Breathing heavily, heart pounding, he looked down. The cat was still there, clinging to his uniform. She didn't fight, she didn't struggle, she just held on. And that's when he realized she wasn't just lost, she needed him. That night, Daniel took her home, not because he wanted to, but because he couldn't just leave her out there. What he didn't know was that she had already decided. She had chosen him. But this wasn't the end of their story, because what happened in the days that followed changed everything. The scratches on her body told a story of survival. The way she watched him, never fully relaxing, never completely trusting, showed she had seen things no animal should. But slowly, something shifted. She started following him from room to room, a cautious shadow, watching, waiting. And then one morning, she spoke. Not in words, of course, but in the softest, most heartbreaking sound Daniel had ever heard, a tiny chirp, a plea. It was in that moment he knew this wasn't just a cat. She had a story, a past, and he was going to figure out what it was. At first, it was the small things, the way she flinched at loud noises, the way she hid under furniture when strangers entered the room, the way she watched the front door, as if waiting for someone who never came back. Daniel couldn't shake the feeling. She had lost someone, or worse, someone had lost her. One night, as Daniel sat on the couch, the cat curled up beside him. Something caught his eye. A tiny scar beneath her fur, right along her neck, as if something had been there before. A collar, a lost pet, a runaway, or something. Darker? His heart pounded as he pulled out his phone, searching lost pet reports, scrolling endlessly, looking for something, anything that might match her. And then there it was, a post, a photo of a cat that looked just like her, posted 6 months ago by a woman named Claire. The caption made Daniel's stomach twist. "Still searching. Please, if anyone sees her, contact me. She's all I have left." Daniel hesitated. He had gotten used to the cat's presence, the way she curled up at his feet, the way she followed him like a shadow. But she wasn't his to keep. That night, as he sat beside her, he whispered, "We're gonna find your home." And for the first time, she purred. It took days to track Claire down. A few phone calls, a long drive, and finally he was standing in front of a small, quiet house. He knocked. The door opened, and the moment Claire saw the cat in his arms, she gasped. And then she broke down. Tears, sobs, hands covering her mouth in disbelief. "Luna," she whispered. The cat, who had been silent for so long, suddenly chirped, then leapt from Daniel's arms straight into Claire's. Daniel swallowed hard. He had known this moment would come, but he hadn't expected it to hurt. As Daniel turned to leave, Claire called out, "Wait!" He turned back. She's different now. She won't sleep unless there's someone nearby. She wakes up in the middle of the night, looking for you." A long pause. Then Claire smiled. "She's your cat now, isn't she?" Daniel looked at Luna, and for the first time, he understood. Some bonds aren't made by choice, they're made by fate. Sometimes the ones who need saving end up saving us. Daniel thought he had rescued a cat that night, but maybe, just maybe, she had rescued him too. Sometimes the ones we save end up saving us in ways we never expected. This story isn't just about a cat. It's about trust, second chances, and the unseen connections that bring us together. Have you ever had an unbreakable bond with an animal? Share your story below, like this video for more stories, and don't forget to subscribe for more heartwarming tales.